keep up in time.
Yeah, and Rattlesnake's just been looking for kills even though they know they're behind. They know they can take fights if they outnumber them or if they get really nice initiates by Alchemist or the Clockwork, and they're trying to bring the fight to LGD, trying to catch them off guard and surprise and try and hinder the bleeding from this gold graph. Oh my goodness, 12,000 in favor of LGD.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's slowed down, and the XP has bounced back up after that small turnaround on bottom lane.
So if you're in Luo's position where you have no CS by the 22-minute mark, you have no farm, I was going to ask what would you pick up. He picks up a Vitality booster. Do you think that's the correct choice?
I think drums, just so they can try and fight. If LGD keep... Oh,
Yeah, they're going to find Wisp. He does not find at least a person to tether to. Maybe, yeah, there's no way. Too far. And, well, they do yet find another kill. That was a smoke gank. So that was a 4-man smoke. They're not farming. I think they actually lost gold on that successful smoke gank. But, hey, the fact that there's no Wisp on the map ganking your Spectre, you could only, sigh in relief.
Yeah, I think, I mean, Vid Booster is not bad, but he's going more passive build, and he needs to be able to farm more. If you just go pure defense on Spectre, you can just heal through the damage. He doesn't do anything without a Diffusal, without a Manta, without a Radiance. Those are the items that you need to do a lot of deeps and team fights, unless you just want to go full tank with Hardest Harass, but they'll just ignore you.
I actually think he just will
casual Vid Booster.
Casual Vid Booster straight into a Relic and say, hey.
That's going to be the latest Relic ever, though.
It's going to be the latest Relic ever, but there's no other Spectre that I could see could carry them back in a game. I think
I agree with you.
A Radiant Spectre is their only hope, and it's a long shot, but,
Yeah, I think that they'll have BKBs up at that point, but again, it is kind of their only hope for winning this late game with the Spectre. Again, Alchemist going for support items. He does have Shadow Blade now, so maybe he can do a nice transition from the mid support Alchemist into a late game carry, especially with the Spectre liking on farm, but they do need more damage.
Yeah, and I mean, right now for the past 10 minutes or so, LGD.int, despite having a strong lead, they can't get anything done. Anything being, getting a hero
this is
kill.
definitely the weak point of their game. We saw them last game just kind of not play too well in the 15 to 30-minute mark. In this game, they're falling slightly behind too. They had such a big lead, but unable to extend it with a lot of dominance.
Yeah, again, they had that one gray play up top here, using the sleep to counter-engage. But for the most part, Rattlesnake doing a very good job dodging their ganks, and then just finding kind of random pickoff. And right now, both Lamb as well as Spectre, despite being down by, again, 12,000 gold, 12,000 experience, and should be, in theory, no map control.
Gotta call down those creeps.
They're farming. Meanwhile, did you see a call down Misery being used? Yeah.
I think one thing that LGD needs to do is use the scouting tools available to them. We see a lot of the Eastern teams, especially How and some of the LGD China players, just constantly send out Force of Nature Treants to scout around the map, but we don't see PyCat doing the same thing, and they have a lack of information. But looking at these Nog Illusions, that's exactly what they need to do. Try and find out where Rattlesnakes is, and they can't always have smokes on them. You're gonna die into a smoke gang once in a while, and it has happened before, but smoke is on a 10-minute cooldown rather, and they just need to get more information so they can farm safely, pick better fights, not get outnumbered, not get caught with their pants down with a Clockwork Hook initiate.
Yeah, I agree with you. This is a game of information for both teams right now. I do believe Rattlesnake just picked up a gem, and in fact, it's going to be on Lamb, so he's fairly tank enough to hold that gem. And if you de-ward these particular key warding spots from LGD.int, you get yourself a little bit more farm room. Spectre slowly accruing on gold, another 1,000 gold. I don't think he'll just like say, let's upgrade it to the drums now. I don't
go for the relic.
Yeah, you just go big or you go home, and how I guess it's quite meaningful considering that you are in the loser bracket of the Alienware Cup. 3-man smoke gank up top, or at least a 3-man gank attempt up top.
I think that PyCat's going to have a sheep soon, and then Spectre is just going to have a nightmare of a time trying to farm his Radiance. But we will see. 4-man people up top. There is the Moonlight Shadow.
Let's see how good map awareness on Luo. He knows everybody's off the map, and does he stay around for these creeps? He doesn't.
That awareness. Wow.
Well, maybe he goes back, just as I say that. He goes back for the one creep. They are going to open up with the ensnare, and a Fury of TP should come in right now. There's no support. TPs are way too late, and, well, that's the kill.
G hit an arrow.
What a player.
What a player. But no TPs from Rattlesnake. I mean, they were a little bit too late for that. Luo is going to have a very difficult time farming that Radiance.
Well, I mean, it was a 4-man gank up top, and Lamb's got himself a ton more gold because of that. We just saw him pick up a Shadow Blade, what, 3-4 minutes ago? Now he's up to another 2k gold. I do believe that PyCat has a correct idea. He saw 2 TP scrolls up top and says, hey guys, Roshan Pit is open, so he TPs in, summons some trees, calls his allies to come. And I think G's going to pick up this Aegis, or maybe even the Gyrocopter, but Gyrocopter's up top. And again, they want to gank this Gyro, but there's a Wisp backing him up. It's either Naga backing him up or a Wisp, even Smoke backing him up, getting ready to relocate him out.
Yep, there's a Roshan. Looks like Mirana will indeed pick it up. And looks like he's going for perhaps a Mantis out. Does he have it completed on Chicken? Yes, he does.
Man, there's just so many items on G. We don't generally see a solo mid Mirana anymore, and we don't see him ever getting this kind of farm. Generally, when we see Mirana, we see them playing like offensive trialing-ish style, but so far quite effective here from G. Lamb,
great
again,
farm by him.
I think Lamb is really the true carry for the team now. He started up with things like, you know, mech first, but he's up to another 2,500 gold. I think he goes AC. I think he goes hard and try to bring his team back, or at least buy time for that Spectre.
Yeah, and he's looking a little bit scary. He just picked up Shadowblade, 2,500 gold after taking out one Ancient stack, and with that gem, they have no wards out. LGD does not, and they really need to use these Naga Illusions and Force of Nature to scout out right now, or try and kill the Alchemist. Can they take him on a straight up 5-on-5 engagement? I definitely think so, but is Rattlesnake going to be caught in a compromising position where they're not at their T2 or up their T3? Probably not, considering how passive they've been, or how passive they in a position they are. But it looks like a lot of them looking for a little bit of blood. Brax, are they going to find him?
I think all they should look for is actual creeps. They shouldn't look for any kills. I mean, if you do a 4-man smoke gank and you can find some kills, sure, that's okay. But for the most part, just hold down your territory, keep on farming, up to almost 2k gold on Spectre. I do want to point out Luo's definitely been missing a couple of creep kills that he shouldn't be missing. But who knows, maybe he's checking the minimap constantly and keeping up his map awareness.
I think that LGD should try and force a 5-on-5 engagement with that Aegis of the Immortal. They're lacking big items on the Alchemist. I mean, Shadowblade and Mech, they're minor items, and big items on the Spectre. And meanwhile, they have the Scythe of Vice completed. They have the Mantis style completed on the Mirana. They have the Aegis, and they actually have a gem now. Thank goodness they picked up a gem. That's exactly what they needed. They need to shut down the vision of LGD. They need to find and kill this Alchemist to take the gem for themselves, too.
And again, this always has been a weak point for LGN. Their late game, it seems like they're just not sure how to
clutchness factor of 3.
Yeah, how to kind of close out the deal. Like they've been ahead by 12,000 gold. This gold chart is slowly swinging down, so it shows that they're keeping up their map control. They're still farming a lot better than their opponent. But, and here's a big one, Luo as well as Alchemist, they use gold a lot better than I guess a Nature's Prophet and a Mirana. And if you give them the same amount of gold, and even if you give them like 10-20% more gold on the LG inside, I will still favor Rattlesnake if this game goes as passive as it has been for the next 5-10 minutes.
They do have that Gyrocopter though. He's getting quite a few items. BKB, he had a long time ago. Yasha and Demon Edge looks like he'll probably have, I guess, an MKB soon.
Yeah,
or Daedalus, probably MKB though.
But Spectre's up to 2,700. I don't know, man.
I'm surprised they actually haven't Scythe ganked him, just because, I mean, I guess that LGD can't see this, but they've just usually been doing Luo, trying to farm a little bit far away from his team. But Rattlesnake, again, in a very defensive position, ready to take fights out. But again, if they go into a bad engagement, they can always just Song of the Siren, reset, go in if they decide that the positioning is right, or just back out, TP everyone out.
Yeah, any reason why they're just not going for it? Again, it's almost foolproof. You have both Song of Siren as well as Moonlight Shadow to be your exit strategy.
And Aegis, and Relocate.
Yeah, like what exactly is the big deal here?
I'm not exactly sure. I don't think that they should keep... Oh, it looks like Luo might be in trouble on top.
I think he's really just driving him off the lane. I don't think he's really going for the kill. So, yeah, it seems like they're saying, you know, we're content to play passive. We have the Aegis. We know we have the Aegis, and it's running out soon, but we're not using it. And Luo, 3,200.
Yeah, technically LGD has better late game, but as you said, Spectre scales a lot better with items than, let's say, like the Mirana, and Alchemist just farms like a champion with his level 4 Grievel's Great. He's taking out the Aegis right now, and things are going to get a little bit hairy for them later if they continue to keep up these farm wars. They're not able to completely shut out Rattlesnake on farm. They can still farm their Ancients. They're farming the big neutral stack right now. They need to try and starve them a little bit more if they want to play this farm again. Again, I think they can do it with the Scythe of Vice and Shadowblade initiates. I think they can do it with the Moonlight Shadow initiate. Like, look at Luo right now. He's out on the far left side. They could just relocate in and Furion TP in with the sheep, just blow them up and just make Rattlesnake Turtle even harder than they are right now.
G looking for some solo kill action here. And I guess one of the more kind of underestimated factor about Mirana is that once she gets her like 3rd or 4th DPS item, whether it's things like MKB or late game crits, she starts to hurt like a truck. And it doesn't matter if you're Spectre, it doesn't matter who you are, you actually can get brought down quite quickly. But she's actually not there yet, and Spectre, 3,500 gold. We're going to see a relic in about 1 or 2 minutes or so. And again, this is probably the latest relic we have seen in a long while, but a relic's still a relic, and it's one of the most game-changing items.
It will allow him to catch up farm.
Yeah, he could actually kind of aggressively hunt for kills, especially against some of the weaker heroes like Wisp. They do lose the tier 2 tower, that gets denied, but that's just a bit of map control loss being by Rattlesnake. I don't think they care too much about the goal. The Llama gets flown out. If that thing gets picked off, though, that's a different story.
That Llama, they put a little bit of pressure on the T2, but I think it's too late.
Llama going across the lands. Is he going to pick it up? I mean, might as well, right? Even if you lose it for 3 minutes.
They're circling this thing. They're smoking. They want to kill it. They're using Spirit Balls.
Well, Spirit Ball does not give sight anymore. Does he see it? He does see it. That's the kill. It doesn't actually matter, considering the fact that he's probably not going to farm that 1,300 gold in the next 3 minutes anyways.
Poor Llama.
When the Llama respawns, it will respawn in the base, and he'll get his relic. It's not like he needs his relic right now.
But again, LGD.int kind of forced to play a defensive for another 4 minutes until that Aegis respawns. I thought they could have made a move like any time they're in at 6 minutes, but they chose to do it at like the 5th to 6th minute, and after that they can't put any pressure on the T2. But looks like they're content to play the farming game. They're
just so passive here as Mirana picks up what to be the making of a butterfly. I don't think it's gonna be ethereal blade of anything. So, and Luo says, "All right, man. You kill my Llama, I kill your creeps, no problem."
Lionum has a BKB up, so they are getting some items even during this massive turtle phase.
I think Luo's getting disowned after this game because he's missing so many last hits. I'm sorry, I have to point that out because there's nothing else to point out. As Luo is missing, maybe he does need that relic. That plus 60 damage is quite important for last hitting.
I don't think the Vitality Booster has done anything for him because in most of the situation, he's dead regardless of 250 HP or not. And if he didn't have it right now, I think he would have had his Radiance.
Well, I mean, that's always hindsight, but when you were, 12, 13 minutes ago, I don't think you say, "Hey, guys.
Gotta get that Radiance, man.
Let's go straight Radiance Rush." I still believe that.
Oh, they're smoked.
And they do see a Misery and they back off. I really don't think they do actually do anything. They do force out BKB. That's pretty important. And they back off, right? I think Rattlesnake says, "Hey guys, I think mission accomplished. You force out BKB." Or maybe you say, "Hey, BKB's down. Let's take a fight."
He has called down so many creeps this game.
That's cool. I really think that they shouldn't take a fight without the Radiance done on Spectre.
And LGN looks like they don't want to take a fight without the Aegis, possibly on Gods again.
Yeah. Just to remind anybody that's joined the stream, we are in game number 2 between Rattlesnake and LGN. LGN is up by quite a bit, 25,000 goal lead, 25,000 experience lead, but the Radiant not giving up here. They're up a game in the series, and I do believe if this game still keeps going on, I think Spectre could take it, despite the goal lead.
Mirana fairly close to Butterfly. We see the Lincolns recently completed on the Naga Siren, so items are still coming in on the side of LGD, just choosing to farm most of the map right now, having control of most of the opponent's jungle. They need to deward this. I saw Gods deward it quite a bit ago with his gem, but they have replaced it. But Rattlesnake just trying to farm. They're limited to a very small corner of the map right now. Maybe they can farm the Ancients. Maybe they can extend to the small creep camp. But that is about the extent of their map control right now.
That's cool. That's fine. Luo's still getting creeps. Grievo's Grease still doing some work.
Oh, 1380 gold.
Yep, here we go. Lamb is also trucking towards that Secret Shop. I'm not sure exactly what he's also picking up. Maybe gonna lob an Acid Spray. His Invis is running out soon. He does have 2k after BKB, Shadow Blade, and Phase. And here we go, Luo. Llama's back alive. He's got the Radiance.
36 minutes.
You know what you call that? That's when your Charmander evolved. Level 16, guys. But back to farming, because nothing happens just yet.
Well, that'll allow him to farm those 2 creep camps that much faster.
Yep. You know what's annoying? Once you get the Radiance, you actually miss more last hits, because, like, suddenly the damage is a little bit different. But hopefully for Luo's sake.
I mean, he has like 176. I hope he doesn't.
I don't know. It's Luo.
I mean, Nature's Prophet, he has 7,000 gold right now. And how much reliable? Only 1,300 reliable, but what is he going to get next?
I'm not too sure. Let's actually quickly check over current gold. Everybody's pretty filthy rich on the Dire. Item progression-wise, there has been a Lincoln Sphere on Brax, although I'm not sure whether that's a correct item choice in this game. Like, what are you blocking, really? Like, that will ensure...
Unstable concoction.
Right. That will always ensure a usage of Song of Siren, and that's really the reason you get it. But is it even worth it? Do you think that she should be transitioning into more of a semi-carry role now?
I think they need at least one drums. I don't understand why either of these teams, both of these teams, don't pick up drums. That item is just so good. It's so cost efficient and allows you to take a lot of mid-game fights and win fights that you wouldn't have been able to win otherwise. I think it would have been great on her. I personally like the move speed build, but again, I don't really play support Naga Siren too much.
Yeah, I do believe support Naga Siren should pick up drums, but that's just my outlook on it as well. And well, now what for Rattlesnake?
Well, you're used to casting into super long farming games with me. You tell me what's next.
All right. Well, what's next is Luo's gonna farm Heart, and then a Manta, and then a Diffuser Blade.
So what are we looking at here for those times? So 36-minute Radiance. What's your prediction on the Heart?
Not hard, the hardest of carries. So let me read this. 40% win rate for games that goes
wow, he's been in 50 games? That's
way
more surprising to me than the stat.
Than the win rate, the low win rate?
Yeah.
I think he's going to farm his next item, Heart, in about 43-ish minute, 44?
43.
Yeah, if nothing goes, nothing happens, right?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's respectable.
I mean, he's not getting too many creeps, but also with the same token, he could also farm a little bit further out because of his, vid booster. He's level 17, and the fact that he has a gargoyle helping him out.
They actually, I'm checking Mirana's. She hasn't even farmed Butterfly yet. How is that possible? I mean, Radiance farm sure speeds you up, but they have like complete map control right now. Checking everyone's items. Gyrocopter, still same items we saw a while back. He does have his MKB.
He has Satanic
no
finish.
mech. Oh, okay.
The full Satanic, actually. He's got it on the courier, and he's waiting for the final piece.
Double Blade of Alacrity up on the Naga Siren. Looks like a Diffusal Blade next. And looks like Nature's Prophet has picked up a BKB in his Chrysalis with his Horde of Gold.
Yeah. So, just like to remind everybody that LGD has been leading for quite a bit, and it was their strategical call to not do anything. Whether this is the correct decision, we'll have to wait and see.
What do you think the gold advantage is going to be by the time they make a push for the C3? It's 30.
Wow, it's still going down.
32,000? 32,000-ish right now?
I thought that once the Radiance gets picked up, and the fact that you have Grievo's Greed on your side, it would at least slow down. And
but again, they can only farm like... Oh, I just alt-tab. They can only farm like this much of the map.
Yeah, that's true.
It's slowly shrinking.
Yeah. Well, I mean... I don't know. One thing you could definitely say is that LGD is definitely using the map very well. They're farming the enemy jungle, they're farming their own jungle, and they're definitely pushing every single lane. So
would you say they're getting value out of the map?
They are getting all the value that is to be had on the map. So.
Oh my goodness. And they just need to farm with some gargoyles.
Oh, actually, Misery just walks straight up the
here
hill
it goes.
right now. He does have Satanic, he does have Agents. He's flacking off the tower, just killing everybody. Well, the tower is going to take it out about to a half HP. The stun's going to fly through against Misery. He doesn't care. He has all the defensive capability possible. Glyph gets forced out here, and I do believe this is the push coming in.
Let's check the buyback status real fast. I believe, or G does not have it. He doesn't even have the Aegis. Brax does not have it either. The Wisp may. I actually click on that.
They have it on the important hero, which I believe is Pycat, because he could TP back and re-engage, but the Flat Cannon just doing so damn much damage. Clockwork hooks in and has to use a Ghost Scepter. Misery still on the front line doing so much work with that flag. Everybody getting driven back off the racks. But I do believe this Rax means a single damage. It doesn't mean anything.
That was just pure uncontested. I mean, did they really have to wait for this 33,000 gold advantage to do that? I guess so. Better safe than sorry.
Well, I think what it means that the Radiant has to do next fight is that they have the Suicide Spectre, because he has buyback now, and then you hunt in with your buyback. It's not how you want to spend your 2,700 gold, but
they have to
do that. Yeah. Well, let's see how they do fight this. Misery's going to do the exact same thing. Pops a BKB this time here. The Sun gets challenged on Lamb. He's got to top that Sun. Meanwhile, we do see Spectre gets like one kill in the background. Buyback come here. And Misery should be fine here because Satanic and BKB. Where the hell's the Spectre? Spectre, it's going back to the base of heal. I don't think that's the correct choice here. Lamb gets arrowed to the face. I do believe he's going to go down as well. Drops the gems. He does buy back. Meanwhile, it looks like we do have Clockwork also down. G doing out a ton of damage. But everybody being the Spectre and the Alchemist should be at full HP, but Misery and the rest of the team is just breaking every single building. They're chasing him around. The net comes in against Luo. Luo should die very easily. He does have buyback available. Haunt not being used just yet. Buyback, my man. Buyback.
He has to have that 43-minute heart, man.
Disconnects here coming from Alchemist. They just called the GG. Don't even want to buy back and fight it.
Goodness gracious.
Well,
a little bit of anticlimactic ending. We were waiting for the 20-minute Farm Fest for a spectacular ending, but we will get no such show. Disconnect by Rattlesnake. Not even. Oh, wait, they did say GG. Okay, so it wasn't a rage quit for at least for Orange and Blue.
I'm gonna say we saw some spectacular Final Fantasy-esque stutter step from Misery, flacking off the towers and forcing everybody back. That was pretty nice to watch.
Wow, he is fountain gaming right now. Yeah. Look at this guy.
What a player.
No. I mean, good play by LGD. I like how they revised their strategy. Stuck with the same core with the Wisp and the Nature's Prophet, and they just executed it a lot better, and I feel like their picks were better.
It was also a different style.
That felt like a 70-minute game.
Yeah, it really did. But, I mean, I want to say credit where credit's due. If, for example, LGN lost this game, a lot of people would have gave them, like, a lot of bad street cred or whatever. Flack is a term. But sometimes you draw the game out and you say, this is the time to push. They got all the key items, Satanics, Aegis, and they win. And
keep in mind that the loser is eliminated from the Alienware Cup.
Sometimes you got to play defensive, yeah.
Yes, you do.
But we are out of anything to say, so let's send it back to the analyst.
Let's check Spectre's items right now. Gyrocopters and Furions? Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Take it away.
Wait, Cable.
Yeah.
Hello, Bruno.
Hi, James.
Yeah, I guess in terms of analysing that game, they had plenty of time to talk about what was going
during
on.
the game.
I think we should remember right at the beginning as well that the LGD International wanted the gyro, and they got it this time with their lineup, and it was really two paces of games as well. The tri-lane action was. It was a lot going on. You know, Pycat didn't actually rotate round, but eventually it kind of got out of hand in LGD's favor,
right?
And then they never really looked back. But yeah, it was interesting to see kind of the Alchemist transitioning into a carry, and
you do what you have to do, right?
But yeah, so unfortunately, Rattlesnake will lose that match, and it will be now tied up 1-1. But
unfortunately for Rattlesnake, fortunately for LGD.int.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's
yeah. Now you seem to be rooting for Rattlesnake.
Your prediction's wrong now too.
No, I didn't say 2-0. I just said they win.
You just said it was going to win. We're going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Everyone's still in but me. I feel bad now with my prediction.
Aye.
Are you surprised at all that you're out so early with your prediction? I'm not.
Oh, well, I didn't bet on this one, so I don't really care personally.
You know,
I want to in this game.
I want to say I'm a fan of the Mirana Priestess of the Moon mid. It's a hero that has been under the radar for so long, with reason, right? Because her base damage is super low right now. The attack animation is not the best, so you normally don't want to see him in a position where she has to compete with farm against another hero. But in the mid position, all you need is a little bit of levels, and that level 6 Moonlight Shadow, she got it level 6.
Strong.
Suddenly made the turnaround in that bottom lane where it was a tri-lane versus tri-lane. And then after that, they abused it so much and so well. Right now, it's a very, very good spell.
Yeah, it was very reminiscent of like Solomon Ancient Aberration firing a nuke or a clockwork. Right. It doesn't do damage, but what it does is it prevents a ton of damage being eaten up by your carries.
So, I mean, great job by LGD International. Have to point fingers to that Spectre that didn't have the best of games. Couldn't seem to find any farm. Couldn't seem to. There's some laughs. Like Kawa, tell me, what's funny?
What's funny? Who's on his phone?
What's wrong with that?
He's checking Twitter.
What?
He's got people messaging him in.
Is that hilarious? What?
My mom texted me.
Hi, mom of Lumi.
My mom says, "When are you coming home?"
How long have you seen her? Is it 3 years now?
Like 6.
Yeah, she misses you.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Leave me alone, mom.
But yeah, not much to say. It was, I think, LGD International. The first game, they tried to copy Alliance with the PA Wisp. The second game, they tried to copy LGD China with this 50 minutes game that led to nowhere. I love it.
Identity crisis right now.
Yeah.
I was thinking they really fit in well with the gameplay so far. But yeah, I guess, Kawa, should we go to a short break before the game gets loaded? Is that okay? You guys probably want to get a drink or something?
Yeah, we need a long break, actually.
I need caffeine.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Unfortunately, I'm sobering up. This is so I'm glad this is the last.
We
game.
have relevant music for the break, by the way.
We have relevant music for the break.
Yeah.
All right then, guys. So this is the Alienware Cup, and also to mention, it's day 9, and it's been going on for a little while.
No, it's too good.
Day 9 of the Alienware Cup.
Worst fun of the day.
And that's the kind of name you have to remember for everything. It's very quick, Bruno. So you can go on Facebook, Alienware Cup, Twitter, Alienware Cup, and also the website, alienwarecup.com, if you want to keep up to date with the brackets. Of course, on our outro, we'll tell you what's coming up tomorrow, but it's going to be a pretty amazing day. But hopefully, we're going to come back with another, I want to say, amazing game. An amazing game between LGD International and Rattlesnake.
How difficult was it for you to say amazing there?
Amazingly difficult, which was easy to say. See you in just a moment. Welcome back to the final game of the Alienware Cup today between LGD International and Rattlesnake. They're all tied up 1-1, and soon we'll be going into the match. Bruno, you look chirpy, cheeky.
I just was
chappy?
listening to the music that was in the break. It's
Okay,
kind
did
of
you
funny.
set that music up?
No, Kawa did.
Okay.
I just gave him the suggestion.
I suggested.
Yeah.
What have you suggested if you jumped under a bus?